Have you ever noticed your phone getting super hot when you're running a heavy game? That's the silicon chip inside struggling to keep up. Today, we're talking about the one atom-thick revolution that's going to fix the future of tech. For 70 years, silicon has been the undisputed king of electronics. Year after year, brilliant engineers figured out how to shrink silicon transistors down, packing more power into smaller spaces to make our devices faster and faster. You might have heard of Moore's Law, the famous rule that computing power doubles every 2 years. But take a look at this graph. Right around 2015, that steady climb started to violently stutter. Moore's Law is dying. Why is it dying? Because we are literally hitting the atomic limit. We're building transistors so incredibly tiny, around 7 nanometers across, that they are only a few dozen atoms wide. Physics just won't let you shrink things much further than that. And when you pack that much electrical current into such a cramped, tiny space, you smash right into the heat wall. The silicon physically can't get rid of the heat fast enough, and the chips essentially start to cook themselves. We need a new hero for the next generation of computers. Enter graphene. Discovered back in 2004, this wonder material has been the holy grail of physics for decades, and it might just save our digital future. So what exactly is it? Graphene is simply a single layer of carbon atoms, arranged in a perfect, flat, hexagonal honeycomb pattern. It is literally just one atom thick. Think about how incredibly thin and precise that is. Because of this perfectly flat structure, electrons don't bounce around and crash into things like they do in chunky silicon. They zoom straight through. In fact, electron mobility in graphene is 10 times faster than in silicon. And remember that heat wall that melts silicon? Graphene doesn't care. It is the ultimate heat conductor. Instead of trapping thermal energy, graphene whisks heat away instantly, keeping the whole microscopic system running smoothly and safely. It sounds like pure magic, right? Thinner, 10 times faster, and totally cool. It seems like the absolute perfect replacement for silicon. So, here's the billion-dollar question. Why aren't our phones made of graphene right now? To understand the roadblock, you have to understand the logic of computing. Computers talk in binary, ones and zeros, on and off. For a chip to think, it needs to be able to completely stop the flow of electricity. Silicon is a semiconductor, meaning it has a natural band gap. Think of a band gap like a hurdle on a track. With a little energy, electrons jump the hurdle to create a 1. Without it, they are blocked, creating a 0. But graphene? Graphene is actually too good at conducting electricity. It has no band gap at all. The electrons just keep flowing through the honeycomb. It's always on. If you can't switch it off, you can't compute with it. For 20 years, scientists tried desperately to force a band gap into graphene. They tried cutting it, stretching it, and smashing other chemicals into it. But they just ended up breaking that beautiful lattice, completely ruining its superpowers. This is the massive roadblock that paused the revolution. How do you take the fastest material on Earth and teach it how to stop? How do you replace silicon if the replacement material simply refuses to speak binary? The answer didn't come from a fancy new laser or a super collider. It came from a special, high-temperature furnace. Researchers decided to stop trying to force graphene onto silicon and instead grew it from the ground up. They took a special crystal made of silicon and carbon and baked it. The silicon evaporated away into the air like steam, leaving behind a perfectly formed crystalline layer of carbon, a process they call CCS. And the miracle finally happened. By growing it exactly this way, the resulting graphene chemically bonded with the layer below it just enough to create a functional band gap. The electronic hurdle was finally there. Best of all, because they didn't have to violently chop up the graphene to make this happen, the material kept its incredible speed. It acts like a true semiconductor, but with 10 times the electron mobility of silicon. This officially opens the door to the terahertz computing era. We're talking about computer processors that can run at speeds 1,000 times faster than the gigahertz chips sitting in your laptop or phone right now. And because graphene runs so efficiently, that old thermal ceiling is finally broken. We can push these blazing fast terahertz chips to their absolute limits without needing massive cooling fans or risking the chip melting down. There's even a quantum bonus. At these incredibly fast scales, the electrons inside this specialized graphene actually start behaving more like light waves than solid particles, opening up crazy new possibilities for the future of quantum computing. So what's the catch? The ultimate bottleneck right now is industrial manufacturing. To make this commercial, engineers have to figure out how to scale this furnace process to perfectly coat massive 300mm silicon wafers. And that challenge has kicked off a multi-billion-dollar manufacturing race around the globe. Tech giants are scrambling right now to build the factories and perfect the fabrication lines needed to mass-produce these one-atom-thick chips. Silicon powered every computer, every smartphone, and every AI model for the last 70 years. It is the foundation of the modern world, but has finally reached the physical end of the line. As the researchers point out, graphene is one atom thick. It conducts electrons 10 times faster, runs cooler, and can behave like a quantum material. The post-silicon era didn't start in the future. It started in a furnace in Atlanta. For the first time in 70 years, we have a viable path beyond silicon. We probably won't see pure graphene chips tomorrow. The very next step will likely be hybrid chips. 3D integrations where ultra-fast graphene layers sit right on top of traditional silicon components to give them a massive boost. The greatest engineering challenge of our lifetime, saving Moore's law and keeping human technology moving forward, was ultimately solved by a brilliant one-atom solution. One atom thick, 10 times faster. The post-silicon era has officially begun. Thanks for watching. If you want more stories from the absolute bleeding edge of science, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to Science.